Hope everybody's good. I can see we have people in the chat. Welcome. We're trying to get Josh with some sound. Hope everybody's doing good. We have a small something, guys. I haven't told anybody, even Josh yet. Like 5 minutes before we started it, I think I may have did a small movement. Sorry about this, guys. I just need to check my live here, how it's going. Okay, wonderful. Okay, so let's see if Josh is here. Are you here, Josh?
Can you hear me now?
Okay, wonderful. Okay, so
Can you hear me?
Josh is here. I cannot hear you yet, Josh.
Really? Uh-oh.
You can
How about
talk.
now? Tookie tookie. Talk talk.
Wait just a second.
How about now?
Are you using your phone, Josh?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Okay. So when I send you the link, supposedly you have a testing your microphone. Did you do that on
Testing?
the StreamYard when you click the link before you go behind the stage? You can do a little testing of your microphone.
Okay.
And see if it's working.
So you want me to log out then and then test the microphone?
Try leaving again and coming back and test your microphone on the StreamYard link. Okay, brother? Sorry, let's just try that again. Big hugs, brother. You hear Josh? Josh? Oh, Josh is here, guys. Wait a second. Okay, Josh is coming back in again. Josh? Oh, Josh is here, guys. Wait a second. Okay, Josh is coming back again. Brandy's sister, Erev, and Dogman. Okay, so he's coming back again. Josh is coming back again. Brandy's sister, Erev, and... I'm not understanding. Okay, so he's coming back again. Wow, man. Let's hope this doesn't... Okay. Okay, this is the third time. Let's hope it's the charm. So, guys, I've just taken a little pill to anti-inflammatory to see if the pain goes a little bit away. A little pill to anti-inflammatory to see if the pain goes a little bit away. Okay, so I think it was my bad, Josh. Sorry, brother. I'm a beginner on this. I think it was my bad, Josh. Okay, Josh is coming back. Okay, we're on, guys.
Fine. Okay, I'm back.
Okay, we're on.
Can you hear me, John P?
Wonderful. I can hear you
Wonderful.
on this phone, but you're a little bit
I can hear you. Wonderful.
You're a little bit
I hear the echo from
Wait
your
a second.
device.
Oh my God, Josh, what are we gonna do about this? Oh my God, Josh, what are we gonna do about this? Okay, so Josh, what we're gonna do, brother, is I'm gonna be a little bit late because I'm gonna be hearing you on my phone.
Hey,
hearing you on my phone.
as far as the pictures go, if it's going to be hard for you to show the pictures,
Hearing you on my phone.
As far as the pictures go, if it's going to be hard for you to show the pictures, I have my pictures on the computer here. There you go, so I can show the pictures for you.
I need my phone. Sorry, Josh.
That is fine. No worries.
Okay, Josh, let's go, brother. You ready? Okay, so Josh, let's start like this. First question I'm gonna ask you. Okay, so first I'm gonna just say something about you to the audience. So Josh is a friend of mine. I've met him. I met him some months ago through some good friends of ours. And he's been having some experiences for more than a decade.
Almost 17 years will be
and
Easter
so
weekend.
We're going to start by asking him how was his youth and his first experiences, and then how he started.
Okay.
We're ready. Go for it.
Well, what would you like to know? You said about my youth and how I started. Like, you mean like in the paranormal sense altogether? I'll give you a moment for the phone to register what I said.
Yeah.
Okay. When I was younger, I was fascinated with ghosts and stuff like that. I used to go to haunted places. Like there's a place called 13 Bends. I used to go there where you would drive in, put baby powder all over your car, and there'd be kids' handprints all over it. You put your car on neutral, and they would push your car out, even though it's not an incline. Stuff of that nature always fascinated me growing up, but then I fell away from it. You know what I mean? And then it just fell away. I lost interest in it as I grew up. But I met my wife, and when 2 weeks into our relationship, she tells me, because she grew up in the country, cows outnumber people where she lives, and I grew up in a
Life.
we would consider a ghetto. You know what I mean? A poor city neighborhood. And she told me there's these really big, giant, hairy people living in her woods, and they take livestock and this and that, and they're primarily nocturnal and whatnot. I laughed at her. I was like, give me what you're smoking. There ain't no big, naked, hairy people running around your woods. So I love the woods. It's a good escape for me. So I would go out there, and I like to observe nature. So I go out there, I'm walking these woods, and there's these people out there, and they're looking around tree. Like, here's a tree, okay? My hand is a tree. And which way does this camera go? You see them go like this and peek around a tree at you. And they pull back in, and I look at them, and I'm like, oh, hey, how's it going? And then they just hide from me. And I'm like, okay, these people are weird. And it stayed that way for a while. And I'd always come back to my wife and tell her, I'm like, man, you got some backwood inbred people here. They're weird. And I was so convinced that they were inbred people, like the Hills Have Eyes movies, because they would always keep their distance 20, 30 feet away. I never got a clear visual of them, and I always thought they were people. For like 12 years, I thought they were people wearing overalls. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because the way their hair on their body at a distance, I thought it was like Carhartt overalls. So eventually, then they start throwing rocks
Hiding.
at me and stuff. So I'd flip them off and call them inbreds, cuss them out, and yell at them. But then it got to the point where they would get violent towards me. I'd go in the woods and I'd be greeted with rocks. They'd throw rocks at me. I had branches thrown at me. And it was almost like they were trying to declare a type of war with me. So eventually I was like, all right, cool. These weird people live in the woods. Maybe I should start feeding them. So you figure I've been going there. This April, Easter, will be 17 years for me dealing with them. I've been feeding them for 14 years religiously, bi-weekly. And I'm not talking about going out there and leaving like $5 worth of produce. I go out there with like $60, $70 worth of produce on a weekend. No lie. About $60, $70 worth of produce bi-weekly.
Yeah, I've seen some pictures.
Yeah, I know you have. And what you see in those pictures is only one night. Every time I step foot in those woods, I fill that gifting table up. But pretty much it was a war between them and I. It was at the point that I had to wear body armor, man. But it went on. 12 years went by me thinking they were people.
I like the mask.
And then I finally got a trail camera picture of one, and I said to myself, holy crap, we got monkeys in Pennsylvania. I've been battling out with monkeys. So I go to my wife and I says, these things are covered in hair. And she goes, I told you so. But I'll show you an idea. Let me flip my camera around. Why is this acting so weird? My computer.
I got a few pictures, but if you want, you can show some, and then I'll show a few I have from you.
Yeah, I gotta get back into my Google Photos. My thing just messed up on me. But yeah, it was at the point that I like. I'm not talking.
Let me show a few pictures I have.
Okay. Because it wasn't like little pebbles they were throwing at me. It wasn't little marble-sized pebbles. I'm talking, they were throwing rocks. And I would go in literally with level 6 body armor. Here, I'm going to flip my camera around and show you. Oh, wait. Hang on.
Thank you.
More settings. Camera. I'm flipping the camera around. All these buttons you have to hit. Flippy. All right, here we go. So let me see if I can blow this up for you. You're getting glare from this light. Let me kill that light if I can reach it. Okay.
How did you think about that?
That's a level 6 EOD top right there. I had the arms. The shell arm, you know what I mean? This is literally what I wore in the woods because of the level of abuse they were sending me.
You got to protect the head very well.
Oh, yeah. But there's a baby one in a tree right here. You can barely notice it. Let me see if I can blow this up.
Okay, so describe us what you're seeing there.
Where, right here? Hands, feet. That's a juvenile. I know it's the
Two
wrong side of
eyes?
the tree to be looking at. There's hands and there's feet right there. That's a baby Sasquatch up in a tree. Right up in there, hanging up in a tree. You can't tell what that
Wow.
is there.
I saw
You can
your show with Ord, and I liked the idea of them hanging on the trees.
That's Chaka. She was a juvenile at the time. This is when she stole my trail camera. As you see, their eye socket, you don't really see eye definition in here. It's
Nice.
like an empty socket, but look at the definition in the eyebrow. She reminds me, if you remember Mad Magazine back in the 90s or late 80s, Alfred E. Newman,
Wow.
the guy with that's what she reminds me of. But here's her one finger. And then over here, this here, people say it looks like teeth, and people always wonder. It was raining that weekend, okay? This is a raindrop prisming from the IR flash on the thing. So this ain't nothing mystical right here. That's a raindrop prisming from the IR flash of the camera.
Okay.
But this is her palm of her hand. You see how long the thumb is? They have 6 fingers. I have 7 frames from this series. They all look the same, but they're not.
Yes, of course. If they have 6 toes, they have to have 6 fingers as well.
Now, not all species of Sasquatch have 6 fingers and 6 toes. It all depends on the height range. If they exceed, see, here's
yes,
one.
I know. Sorry, yeah.
If they exceed 9 foot, they're going to have 6 toes. I don't know what this is. People tell me they think it's a Dogman or a Sasquatch coming by.
Okay,
I think it was
so
a turkey.
It's related to height.
They think, I don't think it was nothing special. I think it's a turkey. I'm not here to BS nobody. I'm straight honest. That was a portal I covered
it could
on
be
a
a
live
turkey
stream.
moving, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not here to BS people.
I like that portal one.
This was interesting. You see, Sasquatch, I have my theories. People.
That one is the one
Some
that he's
people
kneeling
believe
down,
they're flesh
right?
and blood. Some people have a divine aspect. Some people, everybody's different on their thoughts, and I respect all perspectives because we are entitled to that. I think they're holy creatures, but that's my opinion based on my research. Old gear.
Yep.
This is how I used to pack my trunk up.
Equipment.
That's old. That's old gear. Yeah. This is a booby trap. Oh, I am so glad I have this picture. Look at this. You see these here? This was a booby trap.
Tell us about that.
All right, I went into the woods. This is the entrance I used to go in. This was not here when I went in, but when I was leaving, it was there. This was a fence part that they ripped out from another property, and they bent the fence up and into these spikes right here. You see what I mean?
Wow.
And they placed this at the entrance, and I stepped on these. You see how these tips are? I stepped on this and went through the bottom of my boot and came out the top of my foot, went the whole way through clean.
Sharp.
And you see how they're wound and like that? That literally came out the top of my foot the whole way through. That hurt like the dickens. That's how I camp. When we were here, this was my camp. This is mine, and this was Weasel's. He was my old partner. I fired him. He wanted me to hoax and I was not down with that. And then he started stealing my media and put it on his channel before I could upload my own stuff. But yeah, there he is right there setting up his hammock. But when he was here, this was his first time here.
Okay.
You see this tree? There was a Sasquatch right here hiding behind this tree. Here, let me get it so I can move it. And it was had its hand hanging on here, and it would lean, hold on here, and it would lean to the side, and it would let a spurt of pee out because he had his tarp down a little bit, and it would pee, and the pee would land over in here on the ground, and it would stop, and then it would go back behind the tree, pop back out, let another spurt of pee out, and then when it hit his feet, it came back out again, and then it let its bladder loose, and it peed all over him. And then when it finished peeing, he peed. And it was so funny. And that night, he got to see 5 Sasquatch that evening. But he got peed on that night, and that was hilarious. He won't admit it, though. He won't admit it. He peed himself so many times out of fear.
Wow, man.
He almost got eaten by a Dogman down there too. This is how I have. See, I have this down there so I cover up so I don't create a fire in the woods.
Was scratched?
No. I'll tell you what went down. There's the old X. Look how big that is compared to him, and he's like 6 foot almost. All right, I'll flip your camera around here, and I'm gonna tell you guys a little story about this guy and what happened. And this is crazy. This scared the hell out of me. I was scared for his life. All right, once upon a time, we did an experiment. Because Chaka, the one that stole my trail camera that I showed you guys the picture of, had her face. She was up on the ridge watching me. Because her and I have not a relationship, but we have like a little friendship that we built over me gifting over time. I've known that Sasquatch since she was my height. I'm 5'4". She is now over 7 foot tall. To give you an idea how long I've known her. Well, we did an experiment. She was up on a ridge watching us. She was laying prone position on her belly. I said, Weasel, come over here, man. I said, she's up there watching everything I do. She watches me. So we did an experiment. I said, he's like, nah, she's watching me. I said, no, she's been watching me, dude. I said, you go this way and I'm going to go this way. We're going to see who she follows. He went left. I went right. She got up and followed me. So then we both went back to camp because we were on radios. So we radioed back and we came back to camp. She followed me back. We confirmed, okay, she's watching me. All right, let's do another experiment. I said, get that fire poker, dude. It's a metal rod, you know. I said, I'm going to stand here behind my hammock. I want you to stand behind me, and on the count of 3, swing that down and pretend like you hit me over my head. I said, 1, 2, 3. He swung it, and I lumped over my hammock and played dead. And I laid like the way I slumped, I angled myself so I could perfectly see up that hill. And I watched her jump up from the prone position because when she went back, when she followed, she would lay back down on her belly. Instead of getting up to when Sasquatches, when they're laying down, when they get up, they move slow. Like when they're trying to be stealthy, they move like real slow. She sprung up. Instead of going up to her knees and then getting up, she sprung up like a slinky, and you could see the eyes shine because of how big our fire was. She was going like the motions like this and going up like, you know what I mean? Like she was looking around, like trying to assess the situation. And she looked like she was going to come down the hill in anger. And then there was a white one up there too with her, a white Sasquatch. She's brown, like a reddish brown. He grabbed her and pulled her like if you were at a pub or a bar with a friend, and he was acting the fool because he was intoxicated, and you don't want your friend to fight a person, and you protected him. Said, "No, buddy, it's not right." Same situation. The white one pulled her back and she screamed. She went, "Aah!" Something like that. The moment she did that, from our right hand position,
Oh
tree
my
limbs,
God.
acorns, rocks, anything the woods had to offer, even a tire, came flying into our campsite from our right. Everything you could think of that was in those woods was hitting him. He turned to their direction. He was covering his face like this because he was getting nailed. And as soon as he turned his body to that position and covered his face, two of them got in the quad position on all fours like a gorilla. And they were barreling down the hill on the left because there's a thick tree thicket right there and brush
Yeah.
line. They were tearing butt down the hill. I'm going to try not to cuss out of respect for your channel. They were coming down the hill behind that tree line. They were trying to flank behind him.
No
Two of them.
worries.
So what I was recognizing, this is an attack. They were throwing stuff at him to pull his attention away from the attack to come in from behind. So I jumped up. I had glow sticks on me that were already snapped. So I jumped up and started waving my glow sticks and acting like I was a party fella. You know, I'm like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Everything's good. And I hugged Weasel and started rubbing his head and showing everything was fine. We were playing and everything got silent. Like I didn't hear, everything stopped flying and it's like the woods died. Not one sound. And it was just silent. No ice shine, nothing. It's like everything died for
Wow, that's a
hours.
great story, brother.
It wasn't done yet, man. Not done yet. About
Do you
2-3
think they
hours
knew
go
you
by.
were pranking them?
Well, it wasn't good. The outcome was not good. About a couple hours go by. We're laying in our hammocks. The way this setup was at camp this time, I had my hammock here. Wait, the fire was, wait, this camera makes it look reversed from the way my hands are. So I had my hammock, then you got the fire, and then his hammock was on the other side of the fire, okay? I'm looking over, he's snoring. He's laying there sleeping, sawing logs. And I'm laying there doing Overwatch. My night vision dies. My recording equipment just dies. It shuts off. All my equipment dies. It has half battery life, so it shouldn't have. And all my equipment just shuts off. And then next thing you know, there's Fala. Fala is a white Dogman, well, whitish gray. And she has a black spot on her side. She came up to the tree, and she was standing on two legs, pressed up against the tree. And she looked around the tree at him. And she came back. Then she got down on the ground in the prone position, like if you see a police dog and when they're doing their training, when they're flat on the ground, crawling underneath stuff, flat on the ground, and went underneath of his hammock.
Sitting?
Under. And I'm like, oh my God, this ain't good. Next thing you know, she comes up, head pops up, looks at him, and then the head pops back down. And I'm looking, I'm going, Richie, wake up. Richie, there's a dog man under you, wake up. And he's going, and I'm like, damn it, Richie, wake up. And he's like, "Argh." So all I could do was watch. She sat there, she popped her head back up and just looked at him. And then her head went back down again. This happened for about 5 minutes. Finally, her head came back up and she laid her head on his chest and listened to his heartbeat. Literally, laid her head on his chest, listening to his heart.
Oh my God.
And then she sniffed, started sniffing him, got up to here. And then, you know, when dogs, when they're smelling, they do that exhale blow that they do, where they blow their snot out, that they do. She did that right here.
Yep.
And when she did that, he opened his eyes. The moment he opened his eyes, her whole face curled up like some National Geographic crap. I'm telling you, her gums. You seen on TV how a wolf, how their gums curl up? Her gums were the size of a G.I. Joe action figure. They had to be 4 inches. Her whole face
I
wrinkled
think
up.
so.
Whole face. And all you see was gum. And she stuck her tongue out, touched the edge of his cheek with her tongue. And drool came on and everything. And I'm sitting there, I started praying. I literally started praying to my Lord not to let anything happen to him. I prayed to my Lord, please do not let this dog man kill him. And then in the brush behind it, I heard a grunt. It was a Bigfoot grunt. And it looked back, and then it looked down at him, then it looked up at me, looked back, looked at me, looked back down at him, looked up at me, then it looked back down at him, and its face curled back up again. It growled, looked back up at me, turned, and walked back into the brush where I heard the grunt at, and that was it for the night. He didn't come. He didn't want to come back no more. Like it was like 2 months went by.
Scary,
I started
man.
making fun of him and calling him names for not coming back, and then finally he came back to redeem himself because I was telling him he was a wuss. But he started lying to people. Like he was going on interviews telling everybody that a Bigfoot came up and was kissing on him and stuff. And it's like, no, dude, you almost got yourself eaten by a dog, man, because we did an experiment we should not have done. It was negligent on my part to do something of that nature. I was in the wrong, and I admit it.
Yep.
And I will never do anything like that again. I was stupid.
Yeah, because no, his first time, right?
Well, I've done so many experiments, JP. I've gone down there. I built stick forts down there, and like literally, I'm talking like stick forts. And I had a baby doll that I wrapped up, a baby doll that looked real. I wrapped it up in linens, and I put a Bluetooth speaker underneath of it, and I posted up in this damn fort all night long, and I had this baby crying sound on repeat all night long, just a baby screaming and crying to see if something would come. And here, I'll show you the fort that I had.
Oh my God.
Nothing came for that darn doll. And they literally came and tore that fort down, every stick. But you see how large this was? I was able to stand up in there. This is my night vision surveillance right here. Here, I'll blow it up. There's my night vision on a tripod in there. This is my lookout. And this was the look. I had a clear view of the woods down the hill. There's my helmet right there I used to wear in the woods with my ghillie on it to protect my head. My Coca-Cola ghillie suit so I could sneak in. And this is literally how I did my research. I would build stuff like this is how it looked. It looks like a beaver dam, but it was hollowed out. And there's my night vision sticking out right there. This is how it looked from the outside. I built camouflaged forts, and they would come. They took every single. This took hours to build. They took every single stick all the way down to the ravine. And not only did they remove every stick from this fort I built, they removed every stick from that entire portion of the ridge and threw them all down in the ravine. Literally.
You couldn't build a tree house there.
They'd probably rip it down. There's Blue.
Nice doggy.
He's a big boy. He thinks he's 20 pounds. Add 100 to it. This was my first video that I recorded.
Do you have that video of the Golden portals, supposedly?
The portal on my YouTube channel, I gave that SD card away in an evidence package. See, here's the thing with me, JP. I'm a kind person, you know what I mean? I believe this makes me mad, this post here. I'm a giving person. I show love and respect, and you know, there's these channels who want to take from their subscribers and viewers. You know what I mean? Like they go on there, oh, my screen cracked on my phone. Everybody, pitch in, buy me a new phone so I can keep streaming for you. No, I'm not like that. You know, I'm the kind of guy, I go out in the field, I bust my butt and get these Bigfoot casts. You see people will go off and sell a legitimate cast for $1,200 if it's real, an original cast. I give them away for free. I'll even pay for the shipping myself. Why? Because I care. I could go out any day of the week and find a Sasquatch print. Somebody else who's into Sasquatch can't do that. They don't have that privilege. So why not give to somebody, you know? Just like my evidence, you know, that card that has the portal on it, I gave that to CP because she reviews all my footage for me. And I put an evidence package together and gave it to her.
You don't have photos of it anymore at all?
I think I have photos of it, though. I gotta back up. I think I might have it in here, though. Let me see.
That little video.
I got a 7-second clip and a 4-second clip of it, though. Let me scroll through. I got some still shots too, but that card, I gave it away. See, that's the thing. I give my evidence away because I don't care about the evidence. You know, I've only been sharing on YouTube for what, 1.5 years, almost 2 years. I've been doing this 17 years. I've only been sharing for almost 2, so really I don't care about the evidence. I can get it anytime I want. Here, I'll show you what you're talking about. I have it right here, buddy. Let me blow it up for you. This is what you're talking
about. Like different ages of them growing. That's good.
There's that portal. 50X. Swear. 50X. Swear. That's a dark energy filled there, buddy. You know, there's the 4-second clip when it started changing. You see we got that light aura right here, and then this will start flickering in and changing it. But let me see. I got still shots from that. Dogman. Yeah, here's a still shot. All right. This don't look like nothing, really.
Oh, I like that photo with the...
Let me zoom. Let me get closer. This don't look like nothing. This. Some people say, "Oh, it's pareidolia," but this is that void that y'all are seeing. This is a still shot. Now let me circle. Look, I'm gonna zoom this in for you. Look, I'll even blow it up. This could be pareidolia. Okay, I am not going to dismiss pareidolia, but I am going to say this looks like a darn face to me. All right, look. If you go on the spiritual side. There's a chin, a mouth, a nose.
It looks a little bit like a little gray.
Cheek, eye, nose, brow, forehead, dome of a head right there. To me, I see facial features. But on the same note, I cannot confirm it because there's not a physical body there to confirm on. See, I'm not the kind of guy who's gonna say, here's the original photo. Where it came from. There it is, the original. See, that was just the brightness changed, you know? But that's where that face came from. And then we have this as well. Biggie found this. See that face right there? You have a chin, mouth, nose, eye, cheek, elongated skull. This was during the end of that portal when the black void started turning an orangish yellow. See? Where it started changing? And he was up in here. Like,
Yeah.
you would never notice. I didn't notice it. Biggie's the one that pointed out. He's like transparent. I believe it's an entity. Someone else could say it's pareidolia, and somebody tells me it's pareidolia. I'm not going to argue that concept because who am I to argue it? But this is the X. This is where that phenomenon happened at.
Yeah, you seen them, and you know when you take a picture in there, right?
Well, here's the thing. I've spent enough time in these woods to know what's going on, but somebody else will say, oh, that's pareidolia, so I'm not going to sit there and argue with you. If you have your opinion, you're entitled to your opinion. I'm not going to fight with you over it. Everybody's free to speech. Everyone's free to their opinion. Here's a nice structure. Look at that. That's just tied, literally tied by vines. They sit up here.
A huge one.
This is right at the edge of the right at the tree line by the house. They sit up here and watch the house. See how it goes up and it ties in with the other tree? And what's interesting about this, you see how this is here? This asterisk right here was on the ground. What was interesting about it, though, is this cross beam here was not here before. The ground one, my boy Biggie was there with me, and he said, hey, throw another stick across that one that's on the ground and see what happens. And I was like, I don't want to mess with their stuff. Then I was like, oh, screw it, I'll do it. And when I did it, the next day, when I came back up there, this extra one was added to make it match the one on the ground. I found that fascinating.
Wow, man, that's nice structure. I can see so many X's and triangles there.
Oh, yeah. Stop BS, my field jacket.
Wonderful patch.
Thank you. My wife sewed those. Hear me in the field. I'll take a crossbow, but I won't take this here. See these bruises? That's how I learned they had 6 fingers.
Yeah?
Yeah. I got dragged out of my hammock by one that was only like 3 foot tall.
So they grabbed you.
A baby. Literally, a baby.
Tell us about that.
All right. When I go down there, I play music for them on Bluetooth speakers. They like kids songs like Herman the Worm, Elmo, and stuff like that. So I'm like down there, I'm laying in my hammock and I'm blasting the stupid music for them that my kids like, And my Bluetooth died. And I was going to go live after that. I figured I'll go down there, I'll get them all stirred up, get the music going, get them stirred up, and then I'll go live while they're all active. You know what I mean? My speaker died, and this little one come tearing down the hillside off the ridge, and it grabbed me by my arm, and it pulled me out of my hammock like I was nothing. Like the force and the strength. And I'm telling you, man, let me flip my camera around. That way you can see my face while I'm talking to you. Did I hit the button right? There we go. That way you can see my face. Like the force, like when it grabbed my arm, its hand wrapped the whole way around. And this thing it was only like 3 foot tall. But it grabbed my arm and it yoked me out of my hammock. Like I got flung. Like honestly, it hurt my shoulder too. I felt like my shoulder was going to be dislocated. It pulled me out of my hammock like a rag doll and dragged me. Literally, it dragged me to my speaker and it started tapping on the speaker like this.
Wow, brother.
To the point that speaker no longer works. Yeah, that's my wife. That speaker don't work no more.
She grabbed your phone or your
No, my
speaker.
arm. Grabbed me by my arm, dragged me to my speaker, and then it started beating on my speaker with its finger. Like it was tapping on my speaker with its finger, and then my speaker never worked again. Go figure. They touch my speaker and it don't work no more. It won't
Wow.
charge nothing. I have issues with battery drainage too. Like
Yeah, he
I could go
probably
in there with
broke
a
it.
full battery, and then my equipment will shut off. It'll say my battery's dead, and it's a full battery. But then I walk out the area, and it turns back on and says I have a full battery again. How do you explain that?
Oh. Does it happen as well? They only drain the battery and it doesn't come back, or it does come back sometimes?
Whenever they drain my batteries, it depends. Sometimes it don't come back. But like when they drain my phone battery, like the one night I was live streaming, my phone died. Like literally, I think I had 51 or 52% battery. And then it said I had 2%, and then it died within a matter of minutes. And then I'm like, what the heck? And I had my audio going. My phone was dead for like 5-10 minutes. I walked away from that area and my phone turned back on because I had a solar charger plugged into it, a power bank. And then it said I had 53%. I walked back into my area and then my phone died again and my live stream cut off again. I walked back out the area again and my phone's charged back up again and turns back on. So I went back up to the house and ended my live stream. And then I ended up getting nailed with a hate speech thing because I was talking about something that Weasel did to me. And he turned me in for a hate speech because I put him out there for what he did to me.
Look, brother, something just came to my mind. I wanted to say hello to Mama Bear Claw.
Many blessings, much love.
Tansy.
I love that woman. Mamila. Natili Hayes and many blessings and love.
Yeah, I hope I'll have her here soon. Do you want to continue with the pictures? I wanted to make a quick question about
Yes, ask anything. The SW.
If you have I don't know.
I'm going to be straight up and honest with you, buddy.
Much, but tell
I
what
will
you
be
want to
straight
tell.
honest. I am not
like any
I am not
story, or if
educated.
they are close or whatever.
I am not highly educated on the subject of the SW. I am not educated on that very much. See, I'm the kind of guy, if I don't know much about it, I'm not going to bullcrap you. I will straight up tell you I don't know. When it comes to Bigfoot, Dogman, I'm on it. Other things,
okay,
I don't want to give you false information, man. So I'm going to straight up tell you I don't know. I don't want to lie. You know what I mean? I'm not like that.
Yeah, I understand, because many people have different understandings of the same thing, right?
Yes, I do know a little bit about that subject. What I do know is it's a very dark subject. They, in order to obtain that status, you do have to take the life of someone very dear to you, being like your own child or your mother or father, someone who you love dearly. You have to sacrifice.
Yep, I know.
To obtain that level. And there's a lot of darkness involved in it, and it's a dark realm that I don't. Bad juju. choo-choo! I don't do that. No.
Yeah.
Not my cup of tea,
Bad
buddy.
juju, I don't like either. Keep
Yeah,
it
that's
on
not my
the
cup of tea.
on the border.
But yeah, like I said, that's all about what I know, man. That's all I know. I can't educate you on something I don't know about. I'm not here to BS nobody and try to
Wonderful.
falsely
Let's go with
educate.
some more pictures. I'll put you on full screen.
Okay, I'll flip me camera around. Da-da-da-da-da. Hey, look at that ugly little dude. Eh,
Wonderful.
that's me. See, there's my hammer. This is how I do it. That's how I camp. You see, here's my hammock here, and then right in here, that's the other hammock. How it was set up, so you get
Yeah,
an
I'd camp
idea.
on a hammock as well.
This is me, and this is where he was. To give you an idea, my head was here. His head was here. Here, let me blow this up. I want you to see, like when I told you about that encounter where he almost got eaten. My head was here. His head was over here.
Yeah.
His head was here. My head was here. I like to give clarity on things. Yeah, there's a better view.
Too close.
See, I was here, my head here, his head was here. So he was looking this way, and I was looking up that way. I always set it up at camp to where I'm looking one way. If I have a guest, the guest is looking the opposite direction. So we have our grounds covered. That's how it has to be. There he is drinking his beer. Not me. I don't use alcohol. This is Chaka's footprint right here.
Oh, I know that photo.
That's 13 3/4 inch, 6 toes. You have a mid-tarsal break. I wanted to cast this, but I refused to cast this because this water is a leach bed and it smells like poop.
What was his age then?
I don't know how old Chaka is. I've known her since she was my height. She was a juvenile when I met her. I mean, like literally, she put beetles in my hammock to get me. She's peed in my gear bag. Can I get this to blow up? Oh, I can't get this picture to blow up. This is a good one too. Let me see if I can. This is Paula when she was younger.
So what are we seeing there?
This is the Dogman that was going to eat him.
Oh, I see something.
Why won't this picture blow up? There you go. This picture is old. This is years ago, but this is the one. This is when Paula was a juvenile.
Okay, so describe us.
This is all right. This is a Dogman as a juvenile. Here's her nose, ear, shoulders, like a human has shoulders. And then right here, I don't know if that's mama or daddy right there peeking around the tree, the black one. Let me see if I can blow this one. I can blow this one up.
On the other side.
There you go. Oh, my wife's showing something. There you go. See, there's Paula when she was younger. You see the ears, snout. And there's mama or daddy right there. And right here is right where the hammocks were.
Wow, they are always looking back at you, man. It's very interesting.
Here, let me hit this button here. Yeah, that's bigger.
Like sneaking around.
Oh, well, you know, Dogman calls him Mr. Sneaky. Now look at this. I chat with a police officer on Messenger, and I sent him this photo, and I said, if you don't believe me, you have this photo tested. And believe it or not, that cop actually had this photo tested. You know that? To make sure it wasn't AI. And you want to see what his result came out? I'll show you the cop's results.
Nice.
Right there. There's your dimension. Actual dimension. He messaged me back and he said, holy SHIT.
Oh, they blow it up, the lower one.
He said, holy SHIT. There is actual dimension. This is not a Photoshop. So yeah, this is they put it through some kind of, I don't know what they do.
On the lower one.
Yeah, well, that's what the cop did. The cop actually put it through some kind of a program to test the photo to make sure it was legit. And that's, I guess they were able to bring out the dimensions or something.
Yep.
I don't know how they do it. I'm not tech savvy.
3D kinda.
Yeah, something like that. But they were able to actually test the photo to make sure it was legit. This is weird. I kept seeing something.
I love that. I love that thing you have of the denture.
This weird thing. Wait, you talking about that weird pink thing? Let me hit back. I'll go back. You talking about this?
No, the second row of teeth of Chaka.
Oh, the Apple cast. There's maps of my area. See,
yeah.
These are maps of my area to give you an idea. It's Cal's outnumber people. It's all woods. Like here's a big map of the whole area. This is all the houses. Brother. That's it. That's the whole area. Perfect terrain for them. Let's see.
Wonderful.
Here's one I can't explain.
You need to go by Jeep there.
Where? By G?
To go to the woods. Jeep.
Jeep. Oh, you can't take a Jeep in these woods. Oh, here's something interesting. How long do bones last in the woods? Not long. There's mounds down there that have bones on them, but check this out. You see this leg bone here? I found these bones laid out the one day.
Yep.
I went back. I took pictures of them. I went back and they were gone. But where these bones were, there was a mound in their place. My wife has 5 different veterinary degrees. This is not deer. This is not human. And based on the femoral head,
oh my God,
the shape of the femoral head, these bones are designed for not only being quad, but they are designed to go from quad to bipedal for the design of the femoral heads. And also, these bones have an extra bone going over the knee to protect the kneecap. Now, look at this femoral head right here. If you know anything about anatomy and anthropology, the shape of that femoral head, the way it sets into the socket,
it should be round, kinda.
This here goes from bipedal to quad. This is partial human, part animal.
You kept these bones.
When I went back to get further pictures of these, this was gone, and there was a huge mound in its place. There was a mound in its place, and that bone,
So
mind
they
you,
buried it.
this bone is still there. And you always hear me on my lives when I go back in that cut. I always mention those bones have been here for a year, and that bone is still sitting there. Why will an animal not touch that bone?
Wow,
Bones
so it's
last
kind of
maybe a
nobody
month.
touches it.
Exactly. A bone will maybe last a month in the wild. Dogs will want that marrow. Bear, anything will scavenge on that bone. Nothing touches it. Why? Here, I'll go down to my most recent stuff, all the way
Well,
down.
probably marked.
Let me see, all the way down to my most recent. I'll show you that bone is still there. That was so long. Up there it is. Boom. So long ago. And look, you got it there. And this is just recent. There it is sitting on top of a mound. See how big that mound is? Well, you can't really tell, but here's the bottom of the mound is right here. And it
So
comes
what do
up
you
like
think? That bone is from some other animal?
it was a juvenile Sasquatch, I think. I think.
Oh my. That's why no animal touches it.
Here's a slide of my cast collections.
Wonderful.
Like I said, I've been doing this a long time. There's Gizmo. He uses a cane. He uses half a tree for a cane.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, right there.
Like a wood cane?
Yeah, it's literally it's half a tree. He uses it for a cane. Here's a gift. Yeah, he literally uses a cane,
He's
half a
very
tree.
strong.
Well, I got better pictures of Gizmo than that. Here, I'll show you Gizmo. He likes me. Oh, Bigfoots do make fire,
That's
folks.
the fire they do, right?
They do make fire. Check this out. They make medicine. They take sap and whatnot, and they will burn. You see how tiny this area is? They make tincture and medicine and whatnot, but they make fire on thick moss beds near water.
Yeah, very
So
small.
yes, so you see in comparison, I only wear a 6.5 shoe. And there's a handprint right here in the moss. There is handprints in that moss where they were doing it. And you know, I've had 2 ferro rods stolen from me down there. So they're using flint and steel to make fire.
Sorry?
They're using ferro rod, flint and steel to make fire.
Oh, the matches.
No, flint and steel. Striker.
Ah, flint, okay.
All right, here's Gizmo.
Oh no, it's that stone, right?
Yeah. Oh. Let me find, that's a Sasquatch hair sample I gave away.
Oh, wonderful. Talk to us about the hair sample and how it's translucid.
Oh, can I run to the potty real quick? Can I run to the
Okay,
potty
go
1
for it.
second? I'm sorry.
I'll be here talking a little bit about the fire.
Okay, I'll be right back. I'm sorry. Potty's
Hair
calling
sample.
me. Must make you pee.
No worries, brother. So guys, what are you thinking? Let's do a little bit of a shout out to everybody. I saw my brother Gorilla Gamer somewhere here. Dogman, Gorilla Gamer, Mama Bear. Guys, I hope you're enjoying it, guys. I hope this is not too much information for you. Don't blow your minds, please. John P needs you. Scotty B, my brother. Good to see you. Big hug.
Ow! Whoop whoop! Dogman UK, Great Outdoors Biggie, Mama Bear Claw. Shout outs. Okay. 822. So this one here, yeah, 23.
Biggie.
This one here was up in a tree.
Okay, let's go. Let's go. Wait. Okay, let's go.
This hair sample was up in a tree. I was checking out this cool spider web. There was a crown spider. Crown spiders are about that big, and they have their shell on their abdomens are black or white, and they have spikes all over there, like thorns like. And I was showing my kids because they have big webs that are real pretty. I was showing my children, and I was explaining to them about the crown spider. And as I'm showing them, I'm looking, and I seen that hair hung up in the tree bark, but I couldn't reach it. So I got a stump, like like you know what I mean, like a big stump kind of thing. I rolled it over to it, and I climbed up on it, and I made a short out of it on YouTube. So I'm holding my phone in one hand, and then I plucked it with the other, and then I almost fell trying to get it. But I gave CP this. If you take these hairs and you shine lights on them, I didn't do it with this one, but my first hair sample I did. When you shine a light on them, at different angles, you get different colors. One angle you'll get black, another you'll have brown, another you'll have gray. You go dead on, that hair goes translucent. I didn't test this hair in that fashion, but my first hair sample is that's
oh my god.
And my first hair sample, I split that with Biggie, and then the other half of that I gave to CP. But yeah, when you take that, my first hair sample that I have, whenever you shine light directly on it, that bad boy went clear. It's like polar bear hair. Here's an interesting sighting for you. I was live. I was calling the men for their food. I set my light rig down, and my strobe started clicking on by itself. It started strobing, and then this is what, I don't know if you can see it right there.
Mm-hmm.
Looked like an alien or something. You see it?
Oh yes, inclining the head.
Like my light started strobing, and it got all weird. Like literally, I got so many frames.
There's something on the right, on the left.
Like
sorry.
It looked like it was dancing almost with the light strobing. The reason it's purple is because this is a full spectrum camera, and the light was strobing. But I got so many frames of this thing. To me, it looks like an alien with Like, you see what I mean? Here's a head, shoulder, arm, leg. It looks a little chunky. Looks like it may have a bust, if you know what I mean. I'm trying to keep everything appropriate and PG. But right after this is whenever I got Gizmo.
I heard Ord talking a little bit about the totem head.
A totem head? What does that mean? What do they mean by totem heads?
I think he was talking about I thought what he saw on the photos.
I think I've heard that phrase totem head before too. I just don't know exactly what it means. Like, check this out. I can't get it. There it is. You see?
Yeah,
Look right
never
here.
mind, never mind. I just was curious to know what you had to say about it.
There. You got a cheek, chin, nose, eye socket. Here's his fingers. He's got his hand up against the tree. That's Gizmo. See him?
Sneaking behind the tree, right?
Oh, he wasn't sneaking. I called him. I smacked the tree twice and called him in for his food. This was 22 seconds into a video. Literally, that's the 22-second timestamp. I was calling them in for their food, and I didn't even know he was there. I was panning so fast, and I didn't even know he was there.
Well, the cameras do catch them well.
But look right here. He has his ugly dog with him. That's one of the ugliest dogmen you'd ever see. He has a pit bull head.
Okay, do a close up and describe us, brother. I need it.
All right. Here, what I'll do then, I'll go in order. Frame by frame. This was frame 1 when my light was passing over him, okay? Just said to hit this button here to get it to zoom. All right. This was frame 1. What's that little swirly for? Go away, blue swirl, swirl. Okay. Yeah, I can blow it up that way. Cool. All right. So here's Gizmo. There's his cane. You can see his hand right here is on top of the cane. Let me see.
Yep.
Can I enhance? What does this do? Enhance, brightens it. No. I don't know how to do all that stuff. But yeah, right down here is one of the dogmen that rolls with him. This one has a big fat pit bull head. This is before Gizmo put his hand on this tree right here, okay? So I'm going to go back.
That's the one on the ground, right?
Right. So this is frame 1. You see his face, the expression on his face. He has his resting normal face, okay? Here it is cropped in on his face. Yep. He looks plain Jane almost. I wish my phone would focus. There you go. Plain Jane, I'm having a grumpy day. I didn't get
Almost
a good
looks like a little
today.
hat.
All right, frame 2. Now the dog man is showing some teeth. Now you're seeing a little bit of, here, let me hit this button up here that my wife showed me that I could blow it up a little bit. Now you're seeing a little more definition down here on that.
Oh my God.
You're seeing a little more definition. You see what I mean? Told you, that's one of the ugliest dogmen you're ever going to see. It looks like it's half-ass dead. Okay? That's his dog. Like I said, in my area, every Squatch in my area has a dogman by its side. Always. That's what I noticed, at least. Every single one of them has a dogman, like it's their pet. And if you look, you see how his arm's coming down? It's like he's holding them back almost. Look.
Yep.
It's like he's holding him back. Now let's go up to his facial expression.
Like
now, mind you, on the timestamps, All three of these frames I'm showing you are within a second and a half, okay? 10:03:04 to the last one was 10:03:04, and then the next one will be or the last one was 10:03:03, then 10:03:04, and then 10:03:04. So now his facial expression, as you see, went from that resting face, and now his expression is changing. You see that? His facial expression is changing.
Yep, it's different.
Because he sees me there. He's
It's kind
seeing
of
it's me. I called him
wobbling,
in.
right? He looks like he's dematerializing.
He's changing his thought, you know. He's like he's mellowing out, kinda. Let me get it closer. He doesn't look as grumpy. Now wait till you see the expression on his face now. Let me blow this up here. Because you got to see this. Now the dog, no longer showing teeth, has its head down as a bow. Look up here. He's smiling now. You see a smile? He has dimples.
Oh my God, it is, man.
He's seen me
Yeah.
and he is smiling.
His eyes like kind of separated a little bit.
Look at that. There's a dimple. And then look at the nostrils.
Wow, man, I see that.
And look at his hand right there. You see, there's his. Look how big his hand is. See his fingers?
I kind of see the fur as well. I don't know.
And there's his palm right there's the back of his palm. His arm is coming out to here. See? This is Gizmo. This is the one that helped me.
I can see
when
that,
I injured my back.
Small lightning.
Whenever I injured my back, he carried me up the hill. Literally, he carried me up the hill when I injured my back.
Oh, tell us about that.
What a gentleman. Oh, you want to hear about that? I was live streaming. Look at that smile. I was live streaming on Father's Day last year. Let me see. I know I got the pictures in here because I don't talk about nothing unless I have receipts, as Dogman says. All right, so let me get my receipts before I tell you. Well, I was on Father's Day. I was live, and my wife can contest to this.
No worries, brother. We have time.
I was hearing some bumping and grinding going on in the bush, and them bushes were moving, and that sounded like some juicy sounds. And I was like, I'm going to get this on film. Who in the world will ever get that on film? So I climb up a tree so I can get a view over the tree line, you know, and then I fell.
We'll go for the vocals next.
Okay, so I fell off the tree and I slipped a disc. And I couldn't, this slope here is very, very vertical. I couldn't get up it. I was helpless. So in this picture here, you see these drag lines? See those drag marks? Those are from my feet. Those drag marks are me. I couldn't get up that hill. He literally picked me up by my belt in the back of my shirt. There's his footprint right there. Here, let me move this and blow it up for you so you can see where the foot plant was.
Oh my God, that's deep, brother.
You see that footprint? Right there. He picked me up by the back of my belt and shirt and carried me up that slope. And there's where my shoes were dragging up the hill, where he carried me up the hill by the back of my belt and shirt. And here's a close-up.
Wow.
Let me drag this down, give you a close-up of the depth of the toe impressions.
That's deep, brother.
There was 6 toes. Literally picked me up and
You're
carried me
heavy.
up
You're
the
heavy
hill.
too for him. He has to go deeper to pick you up.
But look at that. Whole front pad. I didn't have no casting materials either, but here's another view. But these are my drag marks. He dragged, like, he literally picked me up and dragged, when he's this, you see how steep that is? I'm literally right here. I am standing in front of this hill taking a photo of it. And he just picked me up and carried me right up that hill. Oh, you don't need to see that phone number. Sorry.
Nice one, brother.
You don't need to know Discovering Bigfoot's number. But and then whenever that happened, Biggie had the great idea, because my wife said that there was handprints on the back of my shirt when I got back to the house. I was on the phone with Biggie, and he told me to lift the prints, and he told me how to do it. So we took tape and paper, and we stuck the tape to the back of my shirt, and we lifted Gizmo's fingerprints off of my shirt. Their prints do not swirl. They go straight across.
Nice, brother.
Those are Sasquatch fingerprints you're looking at right there. Legitimate Sasquatch fingerprints. They don't swirl like ours. They are straight
3
across.
fingers, right?
They have 6 fingers. This is what I got lifted off of the shirt because of the amount, the tape and the size of the paper I had. But yeah, he picked me up and carried me up the hill, and these are the prints that look. You see how defined? I'll blow it up for you. I want you to see how defined these prints are. Will you let me blow it up? Oh, that is blowing up all the way, ain't it? Yeah. Look how defined those prints are. You see how
nice. Very nice, Josh.
They don't swirl. They go straight across.
I can see that they go straight up the lines, right? They don't
You can't be defined enough to folks' fingerprints. That would be too tedious. You know what I mean?
Oh my God, look, we can see that.
Sasquatch fingerprints. I've got 2 different mouth casts.
Very interesting.
I've even tried to communicate with them to see if they could understand ancient Egyptian language.
Did you do a cast on the pineapple?
Yeah, I've casted a pineapple. Yeah, I've casted a pineapple.
Interesting, the Egyptian.
Yeah, I'll show you a pineapple. Check this out. This is one bite. That is literally one bite. Wow. Can you imagine if something bit you like that, man?
They like acidic fruits.
Yeah, Mama Bear Claw gets mad at me because I don't there's that bone. Here are my kids. Because I don't cut the pineapple up for them. The reason I don't cut the pineapple up for them is because of this. Here's what I did.
Wonderful.
Here's what I did for the pineapple, okay? I'm creative. I buried this bad boy. Step by step, I'm going to show you. You see how big that bite is? I buried it like this, put a wall around it, left the opening up, okay? Oh, that's a footprint right there. Then here's this. I filled it with plaster. Footprints. Okay, here we go. That's what it looked like when I pulled it out. SpongeBob's house. And then after I peeled it all off, it looked like this. It looks funny.
Oh, that's the cast.
Yeah, this is the pineapple, but check this out. I'm going to blow this up. I'm going to show you some detail here. Right here. That's a row. And right above it, that's another row.
Oh,
There's
wonderful. Let's go.
2 rows of bite impressions on here. They have 2 rows of teeth. Once again, another angle. Single row here, single row here. There are 2 rows of bite impressions, and they both line up side by side with each other. There are 2 rows of teeth. Just like my apple cast, there are 2 rows. The only difference, see, this one you can see better because of the camera angle I had. See that
Wow.
divot separating the 2 rows? You can clearly see that line that separates the 2 rows of teeth.
Yeah.
Now, the apple cast I have, the only difference between these
Oh
2
my
casts is
God.
the size of the mouth. And in the apple cast, the second row of teeth had tooth injuries to it that caused the teeth to look jagged. That's the only difference. They both have 2 rows. And that is from 2 locations,
Okay.
2 different size Sasquatches, 2 different mouth casts. So that tells me that they both have 2 rows of teeth.
Yep.
I mean, seriously, like, look,
Different
that's 1
locations,
month
so
alone.
could
Look how much time I
not
spent. 1
necessarily
month
same
alone, just
family or
August.
same
That's how
pack.
much time I spent in the woods researching, just in August alone. That's how much time I spent with Sasquatch in August.
Wonderful. A lot of time there.
I quit using this thing. It made me mad. Every time they came near me,
Have you
this
ever
thing would
taken a
start
metal
beeping.
detector?
No, this is an electromagnetic radiation tester. Every time they came near me, this red light would start beeping, and it was so loud and annoying, and it kept saying harmful radiation. I shouldn't have said that.
Ah, so you've used the radiator meter.
Yeah, I quit using it because it annoyed me. Here you go.
And to them, how do they feel about it?
It didn't bother them at all. It bothered me because it was annoying me. Here's daytime Sasquatch hair up close. I hit a trail camera underneath the apple pile, and it sat down and was eating the apples. And then when it turned around and realized the camera was there, it set the bag of apples back on top of it. But look at the hair colors. Look at the hair colors on this. You have shoots of blonde, you have brown, you have black.
Wow.
This refers back to what I was saying about the angle of light hitting it. And then right up here, it looks like you have an orb almost coming in, like a white orb sight. Like, what's up with all this here? You see?
Where? Oh, that one. Those are
But you-
2 orbs.
But you see the hair?
Beautiful, man.
That's a good close-up of their hair. But look, it's like the light, depending how the light is hitting it, depends what color
Describe
the
us how
Sasquatch
you
is going to
see
see.
it.
Yes, the angle of light depends what color the Squatch is going to be. Now, when I tried communicating with them, I drew this picture for him to represent me giving him apples. 6 fingers, 6 toes on them for the giant. There's the Dogman. My hammock, my fire, gifts I give them, my foot, their foot, Dogman foot. This represents family. I tried, these are different ancient texts. Like some of these are
Right.
from Mesopotamia, some of these are from ancient Egypt, some of this is from stuff that were pulled from Colorado. This is just all different ancient. This is not one location. Each section are from different ancient sites from history. And what I did was I compiled it all on one page to see if any of this would click to them and see if I'd get a response. And did I? No.
To see if they...
See if they'd click to any of it. a form
No?
of intelligence of reading. It was an attempt.
Also,
This was I
they
wrote to
didn't
Jeff
click
Nate
to
only.
anything of that.
No, they didn't do nothing with it. That's when Biggie came out. We tracked Big Black for 4 days. That was a 21-inch footprint he casted. Yeah, that's how big Big
Wow,
Black's
man,
foot is.
that's freaking huge.
We took turns carrying that out the woods. Black ain't no joke. Matter of fact,
How
there's
tall
Black's
would
eye
you
right
think
there. That ain't a light right
it
there.
is
That's
that
Big
from
Black's
that
eye looking
cast?
down at me. Matter of fact, he pooped. When he was up here, he took a dump when he was in the tree, and he stunk me and
That's
Biggie out of
Yaz.
camp. This here, I am wearing shorts. That reflection, I am not nude. I am topless. But look at there. Here's the point of
Oh,
this picture. You see this here? See those 6 streaks on the window? Those are their
yep.
fingers. They were on the back deck looking in the window at me.
Coming
This is
down?
whenever he carried me up the hill that night, whenever I hurt my back. He came up and was looking in the back window at me, and he ran his fingers down the window. I think he was making sure I was okay when I went in the house. He left streaks on the window, so I took pictures. Look at the spread.
Wow.
You see the size of my fingers, okay? Look at the spread between those fingers. Like, you can see my dinky fingers on my phone. Now look at the distance between those fingers.
Damn, man, that's too
That was the
close.
same night that I got these prints off of my shirt. Okay. This is what I carry in the woods.
How did you feel when it grabbed you, when it touched you?
Oh, man. Whenever that happened, I was shocked that it helped me, because normally they just watch. They don't intervene with nothing. They just watch everything. You know what I mean? And I was kind of shocked, and it hurt. I mean, I don't know if you've ever heard a disc or anything, but whenever you have a disc injury, it hurts so bad you can't breathe. It takes your breath away. And he picked me up with such force. It was like a lunging
Yep.
grab. You know what I mean? And it happened so fast. When he got to the top of the hill, he just dropped me like a sack of bricks. You know, he just dropped me, and it hurt so bad. And then I got up against a tree, and I started slamming my back against the tree to push my disc back in place. I ain't gonna lie, man. It hurt so bad, I did shed a tear that day. I ain't gonna lie. I'm man enough to admit that. Check this out. They stole my hat the one time.
Are you
And,
recovering well from that disc?
oh, yeah, I'm good on that. That was over Father's Day. But check this out. They stole my hat. And my hat was gone for a while. My wife actually had to buy me a new one. Then I got this on trail camera. Whatever this is, it is wearing a dead animal as a hat. You see that? This was 2 weeks after my
Wow.
hat got stolen. I started getting things wearing dead animals as hats. It's as if they returned my hat too. Believe it or not, they returned my hat.
Oh, so
And then I
that's not
started
your hat.
getting,
That's
huh?
what
Yeah,
is that? That's an animal.
yeah, they took my hat, and then I started seeing things wearing dead animals on their head running around the woods. It's like they used my hat as a almost as a template to make their own hats. Ain't that weird?
Yep, like mimicking you. Wow,
Yes,
that's trying to communicate for sure.
here's a light. You're into the light stuff. Here's a weird light ordeal that happened. I got on night vision.
Yep.
That's a type of orb or something.
And
At first,
quick.
I thought it was eye shine, but I lean more towards orb now. I don't know. Some kind of manifestation.
It's definitely interesting. That's only woods there, right? It's no roads or anything.
That's straight wood right there. I remember I told you the one pooped in the tree and stunk me out of camp, me and Biggie? I said his eyes were up in the tree. Look.
Yep.
That's the one there right there. He pooped in right there by camp. Cause look, there I am. That's my light rig right there. Is my spotlight and my other light attached to it. You see that picture of me sitting? There's the setup. There's the hammock strap right here.
Yeah.
And there's Big Black chilling right there up in the tree. And he took a poop and stunk us out of camp. That's the one with that big foot that Biggie had.
Have you ever saved any of the poop?
Yeah, I have his poop. There's Chaka's kid.
It's you just put it inside a plastic bag, well sealed.
Yeah, they have worms. See, I even go out with thermal. I got them on thermal. But what's weird is they'll come out of a tree. You can get them coming out of a tree. Their thermal matches the tree, okay? Because trees hold heat. They will come out of it. You see the posture they have when they walk? You see, that's one of the ways you could tell when people are hoaxing, their posture. Sasquatch have that weird posture. You see what I mean? Like that hunchback deal they do. All right, but yeah, this Dogman was watching this juvenile Bigfoot right here coming out of the ravine. But watch. Check this out. We'll get to that in a minute. I'm going to show you this. All right, you see this Sasquatch right here? Matches the thermal registration of the trees. Now you see a second one right here coming out of the tree. This one here. Now this one's coming out of the tree. This is stuff I don't talk about. You see? They're matching the tree's thermal imaging. Now that other one disappeared.
Interesting, brother.
And then you see? And then they just disappear on the thermal. It's like once they cloak, their thermal imaging is gone. They go cold. But yeah, there's Chaka's kid. The moment they cloak, their thermal reading is gone. They will read hot until they cloak. I can't explain it. Check this out. This is for Dogman here. Oh, before that, you see this here? You see how this looks all blurred like that? He's turning his head. Because right here you have a Dogman right up there. See the ear, eye, there's the nose. Sitting up here behind a tree, watching this baby Sasquatch. Right here's the top of its head coming up out the ravine. Highlighted it for you. And there's here you see his head coming out. That Dogman got up and moved.
So Dogman, they take care of younger Bigfoot.
In my area, yes. Every Sasquatch in my area has a Dogman assigned to him, in my spot at least. I don't know about other areas, but in my spot, yes. See, he's turning his head, and then he looks at the camera. Who else is going to give you a Sasquatch shot like that? Turning its head,
Oh yeah, he loves looking at the camera.
look directly at me. This is raw footage, man. This ain't no fake hoaxing crap. I don't do that. And here's another one too. Whenever Jack Riggs' cameraman crew and all them came,
Yep.
this was waiting in the entrance. See that?
Is that the nose
Eye.
and the two eyes there?
Ears. The Dogman was chilling right there, waiting. They wait right there in the entrance, and it let me go in. First time Biggie came in, he got tripped in that entrance. First time Jack Riggs went in there, something grabbed his leg and made him fall flat on his face in that entrance. This is what was grabbing their legs. Soon as they walked in, everybody who comes in there, other than me, gets grabbed and falls in the same spot. And this is who's grabbing their legs and tripping them. I sure as hell ain't grabbing people.
It's
That
his spot.
Dogman hiding. That's a Dogman nest right there. That's one of their nesting sites, right where I would go in at. There's a tire shop when Biggie came. I got him to go see. There's Biggie. There's me. There's
Biggie.
Jack Riggs and Mike Tornacosta from MT Paranormal Life. They all came with me. He got tripped by that Dogman when he first came. He got tripped by that Dogman when he first came. I think he did too. They don't bother me though. Look at, I got my monster as always.
How did they leave your area?
All right, check this out. Biggie, he's come to my area twice. He's came 10 days both times. When he first came, they treated him like dog crap. They were mean to him, and then he gifted him chocolate, and they went through all his stuff, and then they were nice to him. Like he opened up, they treated him good. Jack, I think he was using a gun before he came. I think he was at a shooting range or smoked gunpowder on him, or he had a gun in his bag or something. Because every time he came within arm's reach of me, he got screamed at. It was his second time there. He was all right. He handled it good.
Okay.
But every time he came near me, he got screamed at by them. They only stayed about 3 hours. Biggie, he's got about 20 days in on my spot, and he's had so many good experiences. That's me sitting with the, I don't know this Sasquatch very well, but this one, I have his foot cast. I have his hair sample. I gave him away. A saliva sample and a mouth cast of this one. Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's not Chaka or Big Black.
No, I don't know that one's name. But yeah, there's that little fall when she was younger. There's Chaka. Now after she was grown, she I don't know if it's appropriate to say, but women would understand. Children like one side better than the other. You can tell. This is the original photo. No, this is blown up a little more now. See how distant
She's
it was?
Female, right?
Yes, Chalk is a female. This is the one. Sorry for the blurriness. It was so distant. I blew it up and then the face got all blurred and chalked up. So this is the one that I said I've known since she was my height. Now she's over 7 foot. She's the one that peed in my bag. She's the one that put beetles in my bag. And she's the one that was balancing herself on the branch that one day and started swaying side to side, balling her fists at me. Yeah, here's the original. See how distant it was, how far away.
Wow.
That's why when I blew that picture up and cropped it down, how it got so pixelated. That's why.
That black mist. What
this one here?
Associate that with?
I don't know. You always get that when you're doing photography with Sasquatches. You always get that blurriness. This is the mouth cast, my first one. You see, you
Because that
have your
reminds me the series Lost.
you have your jagged section here is the second row
That
of
black
teeth.
monster.
A black monster. But you have the elongated row here that's more jagged. And then you
From the
have
series
your
Lost, Josh.
this is when it was pulled out.
That's the apple
Yes.
print.
Yes. This was the cast from the apple. But it had 2 rows in it. That's what I used to
I was
cast it.
thinking you could have used water and turn it into ice.
Ice.
Then take a picture. Yeah, in the freezer.
Look how big that tree arch is. JP, do you know the purpose of these tree arches? I do.
Nice arch.
Do you know what they're for? I've actually seen
I
what
don't.
they do with these. I've seen it done. Do you know what they do with them? All right, what they'll do, you see where I'm
Nope.
standing. Every season, you will have new arches every spring. What they do, say where I'm standing is where the juvenile would stand. You'll have mama on one side, daddy on the other side. They'll hold the one side to reinforce it. Baby stand in the middle, and then the adults stand on the other side. They will bend this over its head. Literally, they bend it over its head, and then they take the other end and they impel it into the ground and anchor it into the ground. So, in a sense, it's like, say you take your child and you put them against the wall and you notch their height over the years. That's what these arches are, buddy. Every season they measure their height to say how much bigger they're getting.
Yes.
That's what these arches in the woods are.
It's too. Oh my god.
Every season they get bigger. It's how they measure their heights.
I had a small arch here.
That's how they measure their height. There's my beautiful wife. Sexy lady, give me your number. Oh, wait, I already have it.
Wonderful. Hope she's
This is
doing
the
better.
arch right next to my camp. This is the tree arch that I camp next to. Beautiful one. Matter of fact, this is Chaka's. This was Chaka's whenever I met her. This was her tree arch.
Very beautiful.
I got so many pictures of the woods. This is just random stuff they wedge into the trees. I don't know why. This here was interesting. The way this was done, there was a large area. I'd say probably about 40 yards. They had these connecting up in the trees, going up and down like this. But it was going like that for about 40 yards, intertwining this section of trees together. I thought that was pretty cool.
Wow. I
There's
think
a
that's
big
where they
structure.
play, man. I think that's where they play, the young ones.
Probably. This structure here looks tiny, but it's huge. There's another one they started
Yeah, it
working
looks
on.
big. It looks long.
Yeah, that's what she said. There's another X. That's a smaller X.
Another X.
Yeah. Nothing cool happened at that X though. Nothing cool happened at that X. This is when I was cleaning the woods up. My wife and I went down and said, "There's a panoramic view of the ridge." I decided that because the guy that was down there with me, he said he was taking his garbage up when I was sleeping during the day, and he was hiding his garbage underneath the downed trees. See, I was pulling bags out of holes under the trees and cleaning his garbage up.
Ah,
It was bad, man. It was real bad. We told him he was no longer welcome back. Like it was bad. It was all beer
there's a lot
cans
of
and stuff.
dumping there as well, right?
Yeah, and it's like I don't even drink alcohol, and then that beautiful lady. I don't even drink alcohol, and I'm cleaning beer cans up everywhere. Come on now. Here's my first recording.
You seen my last live, Josh?
No, I
Full
didn't.
of plastic, man.
Plastic. I hate when people litter. This was fun. I was walking in the woods, and something was
Plastic bottles,
following me.
plastic bags.
Oh, plastic's awful. I was walking in the woods, and I seen these eyes shine, but it was about 7.5, 8 foot high. And I was being a smart aleck. I was like, "I see you," just like that. And it dropped down to my height silently. And I'm like, "Oh crap!" Because if it was a bear, you would have heard it go. Thud, thud. You know what I mean? It silently dropped to my level, so I hit record, and it was just sitting there staring at me.
Yep.
And then I heard 2 footsteps off to my side, and I look, and I seen like 3 or 4 more sets of eyes. I'm like, "Oh crap!" So I put my thing down and just walked away. There's these.
That was quite close.
How about that? This is close.
Yeah, that's very close.
How many people you know can get that close to a Sasquatch peacefully? I'm sitting in a camping chair next to a fire. He's sitting on his butt next to me.
That's
His impression.
a selfie.
I didn't take that picture. Biggie did. I was on a video call with Messenger with Biggie while this one was sitting next to me. Matter of fact, Biggie took pictures frame by frame when he came in and sat next to me.
Wow, man.
See, there's pictures because I was on the phone with Biggie. There it is. He was coming in. It's before he sat down.
Looks like he changes his face.
No, it's him coming in and sitting next to me, literally frame by frame. Watch. He's coming in. He's coming in. I turned to acknowledge him. Look back at the phone. He's sitting next to me. But you know the weird thing is? I was able to see his eye shine, but I wasn't able to see him. But Biggie's phone could see him. And I could see him on the Biggie screen. But I couldn't see him with my naked eye.
Through your eyes.
My eyes couldn't see him, but the screen could.
Oh.
And then whenever Biggie, because I had EVP running at the same time, and then when Biggie said, "I could see you," the EVP called Biggie a witch because he said he could see him. And Biggie's like, "You called me a witch because I could see you?" And it said, "Yes." It said, "You could see me?" Biggie's like, "Yeah, I can see you." And it says, "You're a witch."
Wonderful introduction to the EVPs.
Yes. So they can communicate through EVP. Mind speak, I haven't experienced that, but I've experienced EVP. I gave this cast away. Look at those toes. That was my first free cast giveaway.
Wow, man.
This is the footprint from
Brother,
that night.
don't dox yourself, please.
Don't what?
Wow, that's a big one.
I just gave this cast away to CP. But yeah, this is the footprint from that one that was sitting next to me. That's his foot. There's a turd.
Wow.
See how that's that when I told you I kept a turd and it had
That's
worms?
the droppings?
Yes, that's the turd that I kept.
Damn, that's huge.
Push that bad boy out. Yeah, I kept that. I split it. Well, here it's a sad story.
Yeah, don't
I kept,
step on that.
I've stepped in those before, man. Literally, when you step, that's a small one. That's actually a very small one for them. Like, I've stepped in these accidentally. They will wrap around your shoe, and that poo will literally touch around your laces. That's a small one. But I took this home with me in a Ziploc bag, and then my dogs got into my evidence box and ate half of it. Ew. And then what was left of it, I split it with Biggie because he's my research partner. But yeah, that was gross. But here's the cast that I got out of that day. I even got the walnut in it.
Big shout out to Biggie.
Oh, that's
Outdoors
my bro.
Adventures.
See, it has 6 toes. There's a walnut. He stepped on a walnut
Cool,
and got mad and tore butt down through the woods and ripped the woods apart. That had to hurt because you could see, if you look real carefully, you could see the indentation in his flesh. That had to hurt. You see the indentation where his skin would have been?
Oh, yes.
Because the next step, normally their stride, you have a 3 or 4 foot stride between prints. His next step was maybe probably about half a foot. And then he tore a butt to the right and ripped off into the woods and tore it all up. So yeah, he tripped. He landed on this, and that hurt. And you could tell
that made him
deep.
angry for sure.
Oh yes, it did. That had to hurt because that walnut was that's in there. Here's a Dogman. These are Dogman print. And look how clean those claws came out. You can see the prints and the dermal ridges in them. You see the ridges and the prints?
Oh my god. So Dogman, yeah, they have claws, right?
These claws are longer than my fingers. No lie. These claws are longer than my fingers are. This print is 18
really
inches long.
That okay, describe us that.
Okay. Right here is the back foot. See, I was live whenever this print was made. I was on a radio and the pack of them came in, and I was laying down, and my wife chirped me on the radio, and I heard them stop. They were less than 20 yards away from me, and then I ended up leaving the woods because I didn't know much about Dogman at the time, and it scared me. I'm not gonna lie, I got scared and I left. And the next morning, I went back out and looked for the prints where they were at, and sure enough, the front hand. This would have been on all fours at the time. The front hand was facing forward, but the way this print, the back foot where it caught up at, was pivoted, aimed directly in the direction where I was. See, this is the exact reverse. So this would have been down like this. So this foot is facing where I was. So he heard my radio chirp and he stopped, and that back leg was turned, aimed at me. So you have your, you know how we say they have 4 claws. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh.
The 4 claws thicker, just like how your thumbnail would be. You know what I mean? So technically, it would be like the 3 claws in a thumb, in a sense. See, here's that back pat, that claw coming in for the back foot would be like a dog's foot.
Oh, okay.
It would be like a dog's foot. Here's a better view of the front claws,
Like
and you can see,
triangular.
yes, you can even see the print. Here, let me blow it up because this is a very good view. You can see the prints very well on this. Look how clean this. Look, my wife casted this, by the way, not me. My wife casted this. Look how clean that is. My wife's a beast at
Very
casting.
clean, man. Very clean.
So this is what a Dogman cast looks like. This is like 18 inches long. This is that real big black one that you've seen in the pictures. So this would be its thumb, and then this would be its fingernails. Say thumb, finger, finger, finger. And then this would be its back legs, the back toes, which didn't come out all that clear. This here is a smaller Dogman that was accompanying it.
Yeah.
Okay. Once again, 1, 2,
Wow,
3,
man.
4.
Freaking scary to see that.
But this one here was much smaller. This one is only 11.5 inches long. So 11, 12, 30, 40, 50, 60. This is 7 inches smaller. But once again, we're going to see another similarity here. You see this dip right here. Let me blow this up. You see this dip. Once again, that back foot caught in halfway into the print. Halfway in. So this was also in a quad position. You see right here, where this one was in motion, its front hand started here, and its back foot came in about right where its knuckles would have been, right behind where its knuckles. So this was on all fours, and its back leg came in about right here. So this is his back paw. Here's his hand. You see what I mean?
Wow, interesting, man.
Just like, and you're always on Dogman show talking with, you know what I mean, in his chats and stuff. He'll tell you the same thing. He sees Mr. Sneaky all the time. And once again, look, you got your thumb, and then you got your 3 claws, which equals 4. Your fat thumb, your 3 claws. This would have been his left because this is a reverse, being at a cast, so it would have been flipped over. And here's the back paw would have been. This here's a Sasquatch that was accompanied. And this was a juvenile
Is there
Sasquatch.
a difference from the front and backwards paws?
Yes. And this was accompanied by a juvenile Sasquatch. Once again, I always find Sasquatches with the Dogman. Always. And I noticed at camp.
Together.
Yes. I noticed at camp, the Dogmen always come in. This is a juvenile Sasquatch. The Dogmen will always come in before the Sasquatch come in. I think this might be the cat. Yeah, I think I gave this cast away to, no, this ain't. I gave CP
check
one of the
things
juvenile.
out.
How about these toes? One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow, man, that's a huge foot.
I gave this cast to Biggie for his birthday because there's a channel called ODU, and they promised him a cast, and then they swore it got lost in the mail. It never got sent. So I gave Biggie a cast for his birthday since they didn't uphold his promise. But let me blow this up, and we'll go detail. Look at this. Once again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 toes. Bigfoot researchers screw up a lot. They always forget there's a 6th toe. So when they build their wall, they always cut the 6th toe off. And then you always see on their cast, there's that divot right there where that toe should be, but the toe's never there. Just like this meat pad. They always cut half the meat pad off. That meat pad is there for a reason with their anatomy. You look on the toe, the big toe side, you have this hammer that cuts down in, this arch that cuts down into their mid-tarsal break. And the way this sucks in, and then you have a fat meat pad right here. The way this design
Yeah.
is like this, it cuts in. It helps them grab the tree. Okay. So they can hold the tree with this, and then this fat pad right here will work as a stopper. So this will hold from the
Oh,
top of the
okay.
tree, and then this fat pad will work like this would here as a stopper. And then you have this extra toe here. When you have a Sasquatch, there's different breeds. Some may have 5 toes, and then your others have 6 toes. If you exceed 9 foot, you're going to have 6 toes because you need that extra tarsal to accommodate your height and weight disposition. So we have your mid-tarsal break, which is very defined right here before you get into your heel structure. My wife casted this, by the way, not me. I suck at casting. And here's the toe definition. And as you see, the 6th toe, the 6th tarsal,
That's a
is on the
nice one,
side,
Josh.
not the front. And they have another little meat pad right here, too.
Very, very cool. That big one, Josh.
Thank
Is
you.
that big black, right?
No, this is that one that was sitting by the fire with me. This is the one that hangs out by my house. Yeah, I broke that cast there. That was a double print, but it sucked.
Okay, that's the. You don't name it yet, that one.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. I didn't hear you.
That Bigfoot of the print, you haven't named it yet.
Right, I call that one the hitchhiker. This was a handprint, but it came out really bad.
Okay.
It came out horribly. That was my first cast. I didn't know what I was doing. Here's a footprint I was going to cast. It stepped on my son's toy. You see how deep my son's toy got
Always
pushed into the
learning,
ground?
brother.
I didn't cast it though, but look how deep my son's toy got pushed into the ground.
Yes.
Toes are up here, and the hill's back here, but he pushed my kid's toy into the ground and broke it. Hard to see the prints here. Here's my house. There's a print here. This is where
I did
he tore
enjoy that a three-toed print. It looked like a bird, maybe.
Oh, that wasn't no bird, buddy. That wasn't no bird. I got pictures of what that thing is, and that
A
ain't no
huge
bird.
bird.
That wasn't no bird. I'll show you what that was if you want. This is what a Dogman looks like.
I mean one of those prehistoric giant birds.
I'm going to show you what that 3-toe thing is. These are from, I left my night vision surveillance out in the woods. It picked it up and it actually was recording
And
itself.
then we can do the vocalizations.
Okay. See its eye right here? This is a side view of its face. It looks reptilian. See its mouth, how long the slit is?
Oh, I study reptilians.
Yeah. I think it's a seraphim, man. Do I have more pictures of that thing? No, I don't. Thought I did. Maybe I thought wrong.
I have the picture of the toe, of the 3-toed.
There's a gift. Yeah, I leave them toys. And they play with them too. I'm trying to find. I don't think I have the pictures on this back.
Let me see where it is. Oh, I like this one as well here.
Let me turn my camera on. Go looking on my photos.
Wait a second. This one is nice. I'm gonna show it with you. There it is. That's a good print, Josh. Tell us a little bit about this creature.
I don't know much about it. There was Biggie was out there with me, and it was like 1:30 in the morning. We had, obviously it's dark in the woods, and we had our big fire going, and we had our spotlights on. Everything's normal, And next thing you know, from our left, it's like the sun came out, but it came in, like it moved in like at that speed. And the whole woods lit up like daytime. And Biggie and I looked at each other and we're like, whoa, the sun came up. And this night went fast.
That's the
We must have
story
been
I want to
having
hear.
fun. And we're like, we must have been having fun, Well, I guess the night's over. Let's go up and get breakfast and get some rest. And he was like, all right, cool. So we snuff out the fire. And we turn off our lights and all that, and turn off our night vision equipment, and we packed up and we started heading up the hill. And we get to the top, right where we're ready to leave the woods, and the light moved. The way it came in, it just kept going that way. You know what I mean? The same direction it was moving. Like it came in, it stopped. It was probably there 20, 30 minutes. And then it just went off, kept going its way. It moved off.
Wow.
It was so irregular. And then it was night again. So we're like, well, shit, we're already all the way up here. We might as well go up to the house. And Biggie's wife, my wife, and my wife's dad is all sitting on the back balcony. So we go up there and we're like, hey, what's up with all this light? And they say, did you see the UFO? All that crazy light that was going around in the sky. And we're like, no.
And they seen it.
Yeah. And we're like, no, we just thought the sun came up. And they're like, no, there was a UFO above your camp. This bright light was coming out the sky above your camp. And then ever since that day, there's been this red light, about the same color as a brake light on a car. I'd say about this big, about the size of a softball, has been traveling through the woods. I'll see it in a tree. I'll see it on the ground. I'll see it moving. I see it float the whole way across the ravine, not going down the hill, nothing, just going across. Ever since that day, I've seen that light traveling. And now that three-toe thing that looks like a lizard, it is white. It has a reptilian face. It has hair on its arms. It has hair on its legs. The knees is jointed like your finger in a sense. So take your finger like this where its knee would be. It's jointed above and below its kneecap. So its knee would move like our finger would. Because the reason I know this is because it took my night vision. The same night I got the recordings where I just showed you its face. When it was recording itself, it held the camera down by its leg when it was walking. And I was able to see it. I've seen its elbows. I've seen its arms. I've seen its legs. I've seen the side of its face because it was moving the camera around, walking around the woods with it. And then it started coming to the house. And I honestly think it's been setting up shop in my camp when I'm not there. I think it's living in my camp. I don't know, though. I think. Like, honestly, I think it's been stalking my camp. Like, let me see if I can.
So that creature came when you were with Biggie.
We did not start seeing. Biggie hasn't seen it. I didn't start seeing it until recently, but the red light, Biggie seen that after the big light came. Biggie, that matter of fact, it was the next night. Biggie started seeing that weird light with me.
Wow, man.
I'm trying to find pictures because I have pictures from when that thing was stalking me on one of my live
Tell us
streams. I
that
do.
story about the bars of light.
Ooh, the yellow lights. There's these yellow lights in the woods. I've seen them several times. Matter of fact, Mr. Randy Moore Sr., a friend of mine, he's
Yeah,
seen
the
them too
ones
on
that
the
I
phone with
liked.
me. All right, the best way to describe them would be as if you took a pair of binoculars and you shined a flashlight through them. You have these two bars of yellow light. They're about 3 foot long maximum. They don't illuminate much. About the same illumination you would get from one of those old lanterns. You know what I mean? Just a little area of illumination, not much. And it's about a 3 foot
Yep.
bar light. Two of them about round, side by side, and they travel in unison together. Look, you can't. I hate cameras. They travel perfectly together. They don't bob, but they flicker. And what they'll
Cool.
do is they'll move perfect straight, and then they'll flicker and disappear. And then a second later, they're further ahead. But you can't move that fast. There ain't no way in heck you're going to teleport that quick. So it's like you're coming in. It's like you're way over here. You're coming in and you're going to flash, and then all of a sudden you're way over here. I can't explain it. But there was 5 Sasquatch there the one night. There's these big
Wow, man.
millipedes down there in the springtime.
That's
They're
freaking
about
cool.
almost the width of your pinky, half the width of your pinky, and they're the length of your finger. These big millipedes. They eat the leaves down there. And the Sasquatches were eating them. They were foraging and eating them. All right, there was 4 of them down low, and there was a big male up on the ridge side. When those lights were coming up the hill, he was looking down, and then he went like this with his arm. Soon as he did that motion, the other 4 stopped what they were doing. They got up and left.
Wow.
They didn't think twice. They didn't even look. They seen that motion. They didn't even look. They just got up and left. It was like they didn't second guess nothing. They seen the motion he made and they were gone. It's like they got up and they were walking off, and then I looked to see down there and I seen that light and I looked back and it's like they disappeared. I don't know if they all cloaked off like the predators or if they just split. They were gone. It's like they were scared of those lights. And if they're scared of them, I'm scared of them.
Very weird.
Well, Mama Bear Claw told me a little bit about those lights, and I'm scared of them. Trust me.
Did you have silence as well when the lights came?
What do you mean, like the woods go quiet? Is that what you mean?
We'll talk with her about that.
If that's what you're talking about, yeah, them woods go dead quiet. Dead quiet. You don't hear nothing. Here's some Dogman stuff if you're interested. You guys like Dogman stuff?
Show us a little bit of the voice of Big Black and Chaka.
The voice. Wait, what'd you say? Their voices? I have that recording on
I found that
Messenger.
very interesting. Yeah, those. I may be able to get them if you want.
Yeah, I have those on Messenger because those are on an SD card, and I delete my SD cards after I release them. Let me see if I can pull Messenger up on my computer.
Okay, I'm going there.
G-E-R. Messenger. I'm loading my messenger up right now. I don't keep my stuff. Like once I release it on YouTube, boom, it's done.
Nice one.
I delete
Yeah,
it.
you do that. Thank you for that.
What's my password? Oh, I don't
I'm in a
remember
little
my
bit
password.
of pain here.
You're gonna have
My
to bring
rib,
it up, buddy. I don't remember my
like
password.
5 minutes before the show.
I'm sorry.
Okay, I'll get them.
While you do that, I'll show some pictures of some Dogman because I have that file up right now.
So 5 minutes before the show. Okay, show some pictures and I'll get the vocalizations.
All right. This
My
Dogman.
My voice is my things are good. Listen. I like for who the bell tolls from the
Oh, it's off the guitar frame.
after it says too high.
Listen to it.
That's way too high.
Right there.
That's way too high. Did you hear that?
It sounded like it said drag them over, but in reality, it was wondering why I
That
wasn't
was the
singing.
first one.
That's a Sasquatch talking to me.
I have no clue what that thing says.
Yep.
Listen to it sped up.
Last one.
To me?
Let's go for the pictures. Wonderful. So we'll end up with some pictures. You can let's go. What else we can do? I'm my kids will be arriving soon.
That's a Dogman with a white Sasquatch peeking behind it. Matter of fact, this is Fala, and this is the white Sasquatch that pulled Chaka back that night. And this is the one that was going to eat my buddy that night. And this is I'm pretty sure this is the one
Okay.
that called it off. And you see the eye shine is red.
I can see like a white shadow on the left.
Right here. That's the white Sasquatch
Yep,
behind the
that's it.
Dogman.
I think there's two. One on the left and one on the right.
Yeah, it's a Dogman and a white Sasquatch right behind him. Here. Oh, this is the best one right here.
Wow, man.
Why is my phone ringing? I gotta hit ignore. I'm sorry. My apologies.
Very interesting.
Ignore. Yeah, I apologize for that incoming call there. Yeah, that picture
No
is
worries,
actually
brother. We're
the
doing
original.
fine.
Yeah, this is the original photo right here. And you can see right here.
Oh
There's
my
the
god.
Sasquatch there. Here's the
That's a
Dogman.
Dogman.
There's the Dogman's shoulder, his arm. Now look at the height. That's a lot of height.
Wow, man. When you go close up, I start seeing them.
This is the same picture, but you can see his hand right here.
Oh, that's a Dogman.
Yep.
Wonderful, man. Like he's holding him, right?
He's just peeking around the tree with that Sasquatch. That's the same Dogman that was going to eat my friend, and that's the same Sasquatch that held him back that night, that held back the Chaka from fighting. And this is that same Dogman, few years younger. Several years younger.
Wow, man. So you've have some very interesting Dogmans and
I just
Sasquatch.
pulled up the wrong
They come
file.
together, I think.
Huh? Casts. Here's my cast
The
collections.
Dogman and Sasquatch they roam together.
At least in my area, yes. I can't say in other areas because everywhere's different. Everywhere's different, but in my area, yes.
Exactly. And I've heard of some Bigfoot that communicate telepathically as well.
I've heard that a lot, but I've never experienced it. Yeah, here's that turd in the
So they're
bag.
from different areas.
There's that piece of poop in the bag before my dogs ate it. So wrong. That's gross. I was so mad.
Nice.
I was
man.
so mad when my dog ate that poop. I was like, oh, it's gross. I was gagging cleaning it. But yeah, I've been doing this for a long
Tell
time.
us what are your future plans, if you have any future experiments.
Well, as far as experiments, I don't really. I take things as they come, spur of the moment. You know what I mean? I've done so many things over the years. I've done IR experiments to try different visuals, to see what different spectrums they could see.
Yep.
I know for a fact that they can see the IR spectrum of light. I've done several experiments with that, as far as seeing that they can range the distance of your IR equipment. Did you know that? If you set night vision equipment up that's sustained with IR illumination, they know the range of your equipment. They know how far your range can see on that IR. And they will literally go back around the range. No lie. They know it. I've done
Yep.
baby experiments with the
They know
doll.
they know us better than we think.
They do. They do. It's hard to pull the wool over their eyes. It really is.
Have I told you? I had a kind of not sighting, but experiment on the woods. I was with a friend, and we were just there hanging and drinking a beer. We were gonna do a hike. We were at the end of a little hike. and suddenly we hear a big branch falling from a tree
Okay.
very close by. So it was like a few seconds, and we couldn't see where it fell. There were a lot of fallen branches, so we didn't know which one fell. But straight away, I got like chicken skin,
Okay, so you started having these
and
feelings.
I told my friend straight away that was Bigfoot.
You see, you could feel it when they're there, Check this out. You want to see something interesting, folks? Check this out. You see how big the structure is compared to me? That's me.
Go for it.
All right. Let me click this so I can blow it up. All right. I'll show you. See, I'm tiny. I'm only 5'4". You see
About
this here.
4 meters, maybe.
All right. Let me
3,
blow
4.
this up. That way, because you ain't going to see this unless you look for it. People always say, I'm in the woods all the time. I'm an avid hunter. I never see Bigfoot, right? Do you want to know why you don't see Bigfoot? Look real close and tell me why you don't see Bigfoot. You see in there why you don't see Bigfoot?
There it is.
Because they have capabilities that we don't. I'll make it easier for you. Make it a lot easier. Let me move it for you.
It reminds me the Predator movies.
Yes. And honestly, it strikes my curiosity of where they got the idea for the Predator movies, if this may be contributed of it. Now, look, you see how large this structure is compared to me. Now,
Yep.
you have a head structure right here, the dome, elongated head. You have 2 eyes. This is where the nose would be. You have the nape where it tapers down. Now, if you follow this down, you follow that blur region, you actually come down to where you see arms. When you come up into here, you can actually see where the legs would be. You follow the blur. And there's little me right there, not even realizing while I'm walking into this structure
Yep.
that it is
The
standing
cameras
right
get
there
that
in
blur.
front of me. It is right there in front of me, and I didn't even see it, but the camera did. Why don't we see Bigfoot, folks?
Very good catch there.
Because they don't want you to see them. Simple as that. People don't get it. And here I am. This is another view, okay?
Nice structure over there.
As you see, I moved. And on the ground, these down tree right here, as you see, they come in and then it goes back at that angle. These down trees form a triangle around this structure. But look, once again, he's still there. He moved a little bit, though, just as I did. They could turn invisible, man. They cloak. You can laugh at me all you want.
Yeah,
Call
you
me
were getting
names
too
all day.
close.
Huh? You literally have to strain your eyes and look. Because if you don't, you ain't even going to realize it.
They look, my kids just arrived.
Okay. I have to get
So you're
myself
gonna hear a
together to
little
go
noise, so
grocery
we'll do
shopping
that.
soon.
Pode entrar, mas eu vou despedir-me agora. Wonderful, brother. Oh my God. Let me just stand up. Oh my god, I cannot stand up. Guys, this is my awesome friend Josh from Topic PA. Show your face, brother. Let's say goodbyes.
Thank you
We will
so
be
much
having
for
you
having
again.
me. I really enjoyed being here with you. I enjoyed it so much. Thank you. Many, many blessings.
Me too, brother. We really had a wonderful time. Oh, sorry, my hand doesn't appear. Sorry. Thank you
Is
very much
Dogman still
again,
in here?
Josh. Sorry, I'm having to listen through my other phone
I know.
because. Oh, look who's here.
Hi, Susie. Mwah. From my
Something went
family to
wrong
you.
today on the stream yard.
Dogman. Ow!
Hopefully, Josh, next time we can have Jessica telling a few stories.
I'll talk to her about that. She's not too liking on
And
being on
Mama Bear
camera, but
Claw
I'll
as
talk
well.
to her.
No, we don't want her on camera. We want her like sitting next to you and just talking.
Okay. Hey, if you do want to know a little bit about that, if you go on my channel, there's a video called "The Origins of Squatch Topic." It was a live one. It was on a New Year's Day. We did it. Jessica tells a little bit of her story on there. A little bit.
Wonderful. You sent me the link on my Facebook. Okay.
I promise you, I most definitely will. Hello, Griff.
Either way, don't worry. I'm not trying to get no one into problems. I'd love to have Mama Bear as well. And thank you very much for giving us your time and
No.
your expertise.
Thank you for
and
having
a
me.
very big hug.
I'm
Okay.
very grateful you had me. Thank you. And here's a hug for you. I almost knocked my
Oh my
stand
God,
over
I'm in
hugging you.
pain. Thank
See,
you
I'm
very
not a
much,
people
Josh.
person, but
You've been
if I like you, I'm a
a
nice guy.
big help on this subject and a good friend, especially like Dogman and Susie.
I like Dogman. He's a good guy.
Yep, Dogman. He's
Susie,
he's
she's a
got
sweetheart.
a very honorable heart. We know that. And you too, brother.
Well, my
Either
friend,
way, sorry for this. It's not clogging the things.
it's okay. I gotta go to the grocery
Josh,
store and get
leave
some stuff for my
ending
kids.
message to our audience and a big hug to you.
Well, for the audience, I do say, remember, when you are in the woods, you're not alone. And I want to say, I hope all of you have a wonderful, blessed, squatch-tastic day. And I love you all. Many, many blessings. Mwah.
Many blessings, brother Josh, to you and your family, and
Thank
be
you.
careful on your adventures. Okay, brother.
I try.
Wonderful. See you soon, my brother. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. I'll please, Josh, don't drink too much of that drinks in the morning, especially.
I think you're crazy, crazy. All right, buddy. Oh, there's my wife. My wife just says
Thank you
many
very much,
blessings.
everybody. See you on the next one. Josh will please subscribe to Josh.
Thank you. Hey, JP, anytime you want me to join you on lives, buddy, I like you. Anytime, buddy. Thank you for respect, and I appreciate it. I enjoyed myself being on here with you.
I'm not an investigator, but I do like this stuff, and some stuff have happened to me.
Well, if you ever need anyone to talk to, buddy, you know how to get a hold of me.
So it keeps us on our toes.
Yes, sir. Okie dokie. Well, I'm going to
Wonderful,
go ahead.
Josh. Thank you very much again. Big hug.
Okay.
Thank you very much for everybody. Okay.
Hey.
Good groceries, my brother.
It's starting. Oh, crap.
We'll be going in 3, 2, 1. Love you, Josh.
All right, peace.